So today I am going to read from the book, The Seventh Goswami. Few selected episodes of that book. I thought of covering few things, and every year we can focus on different aspects. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's many of the aspects we have read with childhood pastime or his punishment to become Bisakshen. So we thought, I thought today I'll discuss something which probably we may not have heard of. So rather than speaking, when preparing, I thought of reading it from the section. So we'll read it out, and also wherever it is needed, we will ponder on those points important. Purpose of choosing this Vaishnava song Guru Dev Kripa Bindu Diya was this mood of Bhaktivinoda Thakur of accepting the shelter of his Guru. So initiation and Srila Jagannath Das Babaji. The Thakur was feeling an urgent need to take initiation from some suitable Guru. And he relates that I had been searching for a suitable Guru for a long time, but I did not obtain one. I was unhappy. So for each and every jiva, it is important to accept Guru. One is a Shiksha Guru and second Diksha Guru. Three types of Guru: Shiksha, Diksha, and Patapradarshak, or the Chaitya Guru. So the same Lord appears externally as Diksha Guru and also Shiksha Guru, both. So here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is in need of a suitable Guru. Although till now Bhaktivinoda Thakur have received the genuine copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's written Lives and Precepts of Lord Shri Chaitanya. And so after receiving that, his faith on the Krishna Leela increased. By reading Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life and character, his bhakti, spontaneous devotion arose. Now let us see here. Then naturally he wanted to seek shelter of a genuine spiritual master. Is it okay, no? If I speak in English, because audience, everybody is suitable more English. So I was feeling very anxious, and in a dream, Mahaprabhu diminished my unhappiness. In that dream, I received a little hint that very day I become happy. 1 or 2 days later, Gurudev wrote a letter to me saying, I will soon come and give you Diksha. Who is that? Bipin Bihari Goswami. And he visited the Thakur at Narel and gave him the Vaishnava Diksha. Bipin Vihari Goswami was a family descendant of Srila Vamshi Vadanananda Thakur. So he was an associate of Chaitanya, who was given a charge of caring Mother Sachi and Vishnu Priya after his sannyas. He was a disciplic descendant in a line coming from Janava Devi, a wife of Lord Nityananda. Can you give attention here, Prabhu? You can switch off your mobile during lecture. You should keep little mobile little at distance, please. So actually, means this Bipin Vihari, who was assistant to Chaitanya, Sachimata and Vishnu Priya. So he took initiation from Janava, descendant of the Janava. So the Thakur has written at the end of Srimad Bhagavat Taraka Marichi Mala. Bhagavat Taraka Marichi Mala. Vipina Vihari Prabhu Mama Prabhu Vara Sri Vamshi Vadanananda Vamsha Shashadhara. My exalted spiritual master Vipin Bihari is the brilliant moon in the family of Sri Vamshi Vadanananda. So at the end of Thakur's commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrut, he has also written, Vipina Bihari Hari Tara Shakti Avatari Vipina Bihari Prabhuvar Shri Guru Goswami Rupa Dekhi Mora Bhava Kupe Uddhari Lo Apana Kinkara. The eminent Vipin Bihari Prabhu, who is the manifestation of the transcendental energy of Lord Hari, who sports in the forest of the Braja, has descended in the form of spiritual preceptor. Seeing me in the dark veil of the worldly existence, he has delivered this humble servant of his. Okay. So this is what the reference in Chaitanya Charitamrut commentary of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. That he received shelter from Vipan Vihari Goswami, who is a descendant of Vamshi Vadanananda Thakur. Okay. Now in 1881, towards the close of the Thakur's stay in Narel, he felt inspired to go again to Vrindavan, which he had visited in 1866. And he set out on a 3-month pilgrimage along with his wife, Lalita Prasad, then a small child and 2 servants. So currently he is a government officer, but feeling the need of accepting a spiritual master and also desire to visit Vrindavan. He accepted already Vipin Bihari as his Diksha Guru. Now, second episode, how he go to Vrindavan and meet Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. This is what we'll discuss. So he felt inspired to go to Vrindavan, which he had last visited in 1866. He set out 3 months with his wife and 2 servants. Yeah. After arriving with his wife, and Lalit Prasad is his what? Small child. Lalit Prasad was first child, the eldest one. He had 10 children. The first was Lalit Prasad. So by wife, 1 children and 2 servant. He comes to Vrindavan. After arriving, he began to suffer from fever, and so prayed to the Lord to relieve him for the duration of his stay in the Dham. And afterwards, if he liked, he would again purify him with fever. So at desire and at will of the Lord, he can get fever. Okay. The fever vanished. While he was in Vrindavan, he associated with different sadhus. He took prasadam at the Kunja garden of Rupa Das Babaji. And there he heard the Dasa Shlok of Nimbarkacharya, the great leader of the disciplined succession from Lakshmi or Sri. Nimbarkacharya is from Kumar Sampradaya. But here it is mentioned. Kumar Sampradaya, disciplined succession of Kumara. He also met Sri Jagannath Babaji Maharaj for the first time. So this is first meeting there in Vrindavan. The Babaji gave many spiritual instruction to the Thakur, and he later became the instructing guru of Thakur. That means he became Shiksha Guru of Bhaktivinoda Thakur and an instrumental figure in the discovery of the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj divided his life in later years between Vrindavan and Mayapur Dham, 6 months in one and 6 months in another. So Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj would stay 6 months in Vrindavan, 6 months in Mayapur Dham. He was the spiritual leader of the Gaudiya Vaishnava community in Namdweep and a perfectly realized soul. He became increasingly important to the Thakur as a source of spiritual inspiration and direction. And therefore, in the listing of our line of disciplined succession as given by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he reckons the Shiksha link between his father and Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj to be prominent, paramount important, relegating his Diksha relationship with the Vipan Bihari Goswami to a lesser status by omission. Vipin Vihari Goswami initially enjoyed a very sweet relationship with the Thakur, but later he is said to have been neglected by Thakur due to a disagreement about the position of Raghunath Das Goswami. So some disagreement came between Diksha Guru and the disciple, that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, on the topic of Raghunath Das Goswami's position. Okay, something happened. Uh, that is not being discussed here in detail. Okay, okay. Then he also assisted the Thakur in his preaching work, but his spiritual master, but his spiritual advancement was not at the same level of commander in chief of the Vaishnava Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, came to be called by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Yeah, see the lives of the Vaishnava Acharya Valentir. Okay, so he was a commander in chief of the Vaishnava. So naturally, his inclination and his relationship with Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj became more thicker. Okay, while traveling in the dham to the places like Radhakund, Govardhan, Thakur came to know of a band of dacoits called the Kanjaharas. Now, this is another episode. Okay, still we'll read it. Pandit Shatkari Chattopadhyay Siddhanta Bhushan, he writes, these powerful bandits spread all over the roads surrounding that holy place, used to work havoc on innocent pilgrimage for the purpose of extorting the last farthing they possess. We cannot possibly recount how many murders were committed by these brutes to gain their selfish ends, as these accounts hardly come to light in facts and figures. It was said that these ruffians had their back some unscrupulous person who had the authority and power over the people. So they were supported by somebody top. It was through his undaunted will and untiring labor for several months that the whole fact was brought to the notice of the government, and a special commission was appointed to crush the whole machinery set up by this Kanjahara against the innocent pilgrims. The result was marvelous, and the name of the Kanjaharas had forever been extirpated from the earth. Okay, removed. In his autobiography, the Thakur humbly gives this event a very brief mention, that going by the palanquin, I took darshan of Radha Kunda and Govardhan. There I experienced the spitefulness of the Kanjaharas. So I made the arrangement to put an end to it. So that means Bhaktivinoda Thakur was behind to put an end to this ropes and thieves, murderers, Kanjaharas. So he was very bold in one sense. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Okay. Now, these events are not in sequence. Just I have taken bits and pieces. But yes, so now we are discussing about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's directly retirement. We are jumping. That what happens at the time of retirement, why he took retirement, in what circumstances he took retirement, and in what way he contributed in expansion of preaching, how it got involved in Bhakti Vriksha preaching at Nadia. So this was very important episode. In the mid 1893, the Thakur was requested to resume his duties by Sir Henry Cotton, the Chief Secretary of the Government of Bengal. Srila Bhaktivinoda wanted to resume his service in Krishna Nagar, but he was asked to go to Sasaram. Sasaram, yeah. Sasaram. Okay. He go to Sasaram. He wanted to go to Krishna Nagar. Why? Close to birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Yogpit. but he was sent to Sasaram, where there were the riots between the Hindu and Muslim. And he recalls, there was a serious dispute between the Hindus and Muslim over cow slaughter. There had been very good relationship between the Hindu and Muslim for many a year, but because of the cow slaughter, their good relationship had ended. The feeling of hostility were mutual, and there was constant fighting between them. In the town of the Sasaram, there were many alleys and lanes, and the Muslim and Hindus lived cheek by jowl. Because of this, there was plenty of opportunity for the disputes. Fighting would develop daily. A certain Vaishnava sannyasi, he bought a small piece of land facing my court office, and he endeavored to build a temple there. The Muslim insisted that the temple could not be built. The sannyasi spoke to me about the matter, and I spoke to the Muslim uh, Sarasdar, so as to know the thought of the local Muslim on this matter. Sannyasi did not wait for the result of the talk. What officials they decide. Sannyasi didn't. And he began to build a temple anyway. That particular day, I was in Nasaring, Ganj. Muslim went with a stick and sought to fight. The leader among the Muslims sent a telegram to the government, and the commissioner was informed that the sannyasi was building a temple over a tomb, Muslim tomb, and that it was being done with the uh, yeah connivance of the Hindu officer, with the help of the Hindu officer. Who is that? Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Many, but it was not. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was out of station. Many letters were exchanged concerning this matter. Being a Hindu officer, it was difficult for me to stay in Sasaram, and I remained partial. I made many attempts to get away from the Sasaram. My superior officer gave much help to me, and the government secretaries informed me that there would be a transfer elsewhere as a suitable time. In the meantime, the Thakur was requested to go to a Koyat as a matter of urgency. I came to know that in Koyat there was an excellent bull that belonged to a Brahmana, and the Brahmana went to Puri, Purushottama, but he did not take the bull. Bull कैसे लेके जाएगा पुरी को? घर पे रख दे. Upon returning, he searched for the bull, and he concluded that the local butchers had killed and eaten it. Brahmana challenged the Muslim butchers, and they replied, "What of your bull? In the future, we will kill 5 cows in the front of everyone in the market day. On the market day, what will the Hindus be able to do when they see this?" Hearing this utterance, the Brahmanas was enraged and informed all the Hindus. He also wrote to the respectable citizens of the town in order to put an end to the cow killing. And on the market day, almost 4,000 Hindus from all over the region and beyond, and carrying missiles, they had missiles, maybe guns, missiles and swords. They came to the house of a butcher who fled. They made a slight disturbance, but did not see the man, and therefore dispersed. By the afternoon, the Muslim group had grown and taking up the guns. Now they guns and missiles, guns and swords. Some of them injured some Hindus. The injured person had to be sent to hospital. After some delay, the police came in, but they were not able to do anything. Finally, they saw the Muslims creating a disturbance. But because the fight was not started by the Muslim, but rather was started by the Hindus were considered to be at fault. After careful questioning witness from the both sides, I gave 2-year prison sentence to a few Hindu men. Who? Bhaktivinoda. Then after examining the witnesses again, the Muslims, I gave 2-year prison sentence to some of them, both impartial. They appealed to the High Court. Who? Muslim. Again, against my decision in these 2 trials, both of them they appealed. But my decision was upheld. Finally, the Thakur wrote to Sir Henry Cotton, hmm, uh, and he received a transfer to Nadia. Haribol. Finish this conflict, unending conflict. Hmm? That means even that time also it would happen. What's happening now? Nothing new. And if you see Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he didn't took side of Hindus or being in Hindu. Uh, he was completely impartial, Hindu or Muslim. Whoever may be at fault will be punished. Whoever may be at fault, this is Krishna consciousness, basically. Hindu or Muslim, whoever has a fault should be punished. Yeah, yeah. That person can be taken on the why the whole community comes. Who started the community riot? It is personal. Then if you solve on a personal basis, your bull is killed. Find out a solution. Who brought it to community level and started riot? First किसने riot start किया? Huh? Okay. The year was 1894 in the Krishna Nagar. A grand meeting of the Shri 118 Navadvip Dham Parikrama Sabha was held and many scholarly men were attended. After much discussion, it was decided deities must be established at Yogpit, birth site of Gauranga. In October 94, at the age of 56, what is the age? 56 age, not at 60 retirement. 56, Thakur decided to retire from government service against the protestation of the government authorities, okay, and his family. He felt that the greater work of preaching the glories of the holy name was urgent, and that his government service was a hindrance. He retired to Surbhi Kunj in Godrumdvip, where he engaged himself fully in preaching, chanting, and writing. Bas. At the age of 56, he decided to retire when he was shifted to Nadia. उन्होंने रिटायरमेंट ले लिया. And he came to Swananda Sukanda Kunja, Godrumdip. And he revised many of his previous writings, perfecting and refining them. No longer was he distracted by mundane duties. Now, no mundane duties, only writing, reading and writing. On December 6, 1894, an article appeared in the Amrut Bazar Patrika that describes that how just after the Thakur's retirement from the government service, he began going from the door to door in Calcutta begging donations for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's temple in Mayapur in a spirit of perfect humility. See what he did, Bhaktivinoda Thakur did fund collection for temple construction, door to door. And what temple? Birthplace of Lord Chaitanya, Yogapit temple. Babu Kedarnath Dutt, the distinguished deputy magistrate who had just retired from the service, is one of the most active members. Indeed, Babu Kedarnath has been deputed by the committee to raise subscription in Calcutta and elsewhere, and is determined to go from house to house if necessary and beg a rupee from each Hindu. What is the rupee? This rupee, 1 rupee is of? This 1 rupee of 1894. That 1 rupee is equivalent to now Huh? 1 lakh. You calculate. In 1970, Prabhupada started life membership. Wow. First time in Bombay. Value is 1111, 1111. 1970. And what is the cost today? That time gold was 132 rupees, 10 gram, 1 tola. Now gold is minimum 1 lakh plus. Okay. So 132 as to 1 lakh. Similarly, 1111 is as to, if you calculate, it is 6 lakh rupees. Today's life membership should be, and how much we are taking? Still 35,000. That means we are only taking 25 rupees of 1970. And that 1 rupee of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, you just imagine, 1894, 1 rupee में बहुत कुछ आता था. Government would get salaries in paisa that time. सैलरी पैसे में रहता था. अठनी का सैलरी भी रहता था. अठनी जो आज आउट ऑफ करेंसी है. अठनी 8 आना बोलते थे, यानी 50 पैसा. 4 आना यानी 25 पैसा. That used to be salary, government salary. 1 rupee, आज गवर्नमेंट का कोई भी सैलरी बोले तो 50-60, 1 लाख, 1.5 लाख, 2 लाख है आज. तो वहां का 1 रुपया यानी 1 लाख मेंबरशिप है वो. 1 rupees is not ordinary that time. एक रुपये भी वो गोल्डन ही रहता था वैसे. मेटल currency started after 1972. Before that, they were hardly metal means, I mean to say, the aluminum and the iron coins. And before that, they used to use the precious metal. Okay, value of the metal was almost equivalent to the value of the rupees. Okay, that is not the case now. Paper currency and everything started, which has no any value. Okay, now there is no paper currency, everything is in digit. Babu Kedarnath, okay, begging a rupee from each Hindu. Next, तो Hindu gentleman for the noble purpose. If Babu Kedarnath Datta therefore really sticks to his resolution of going around with a bag in hand, we hope no Hindu gentleman whose house may be honored by the presence of such a devout bhakta as Babu Kedarnath, he was famous, will send him away without contributing his mite, however humble it may be, to the Gaur Vishnupriya Temple Fund. Okay, yeah. So Kedarnath, nobody can deny. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur thus honored the houses of many persons, even persons who had formerly been opposed to him for one reason or other. His efforts served as inspiration for many other workers, and before long sufficient funds had been taken up to erect a temple in Mayapur. While the foundation of the temple was being dug, a deity of Adhoksha Vishnu was found. By referring to the Gaudiya Vaishnava scriptures, Thakur determined that this deity was the very deity worshipped by and owned by Jagannath, Sri Jagannath Mishra, a father of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This discovery confirmed the authenticity of this site from yet another point of view, archaeological point of view. On March 21, 95, on Gaur Purnima, anniversary of Gauranga's Sri Gauranga's birth, uh, an enormous installation ceremony and Sankirtan festival was held. Thousands of the visitors attended, and the festival was compared by many participants to the famous Kheturi festival of the Narottam Das Thakur, which was which they had organized 450 years ago to unite all the followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur recalls. Yeah. So second Kheturi festival happened at Navadvip. There was an enormous Shrimurti installation festival and uncountable participants attended. There was Manohar Sari Mano Mano Manohar Sari Kirtan, Manohari Kirtan, and Nam Sankirtan, all with great bliss. And we had previously arisen from the inhabitants of the present day Navadvip over the finding of the old Navadvip. Hmm. Yeah, because they were claiming that this is a birthplace uh, on the western side, but actually it was on the eastern side of the Ganges, which is Yogapit, actual birthplace. Huh? Now also, if you go Navadip, there is a board, birthplace of Lord Chaitanya somewhere. Hmm? They claim that that is a birthplace. Okay, but that is what Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So there was enormous installation. Okay, so there had been some talk and a storm of abusive words for the worship of the Gauranga. But for those who have offered their lives to the Lotus Feet of Gauranga, they would, uh, why would they be intimidated by the talks of the wicked people? Not listening to the talk of the worldly minded and envious, devotees arranged to build a temple and worship the Lord. Thakur Bhaktivinoda Thakur installed the deities of Lord Chaitanya and his consort, Srimati Vishnu Priya, and everything was conducted with the great pomp. The birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was auspiciously commemorated, and its true identity and importance was dramatically revealed to thousands of the people. Thousands of the Vaishnavas from all or parts of the world were present and took part in the ecstatic chanting, dancing, and feasting. Most of the learned Pandits of the Navadvip, after hearing the exhaustive evidence uncovered by the Thakur, finally admitted that this was indeed the place of the Lord Chaitanya's appearance. After this momentous celebration, Thakur traveled to Tripura, a momentous state where Veerachandra Dev Maharaj was devoted to Lord Vishnu, was king. Thakur traveled there at the king's invitation in 96, July 96. For 4 days, he preached about the glories of the holy name to the people there. On the first day, he spoke about the eternal principle of the devotion and the spiritual form of the holy name of Krishna. His lecture was filled with a deep philosophical analysis and many quotations from the Vedic literatures, unknown even to the many panditas and the learned gentlemen in attendance. Upon hearing his talk, they became stunned with the amazement at the erudition and the deep realization of the liberated Paramahamsa. Many were able to grasp for the first time the transcendental nature of the pure devotion, service, and the chanting of the holy name. For the next 2 days, the Thakur enlivened both the royal family and the general public by continuously speaking on Lord Chaitanya's sublime pastimes. Returning to Tripura to his work with the Namahatta in a Goduram Dweep, the Thakur toured all over the villages in the vicinity of the Calcutta and Kumarhatta, chanting the holy name and distributing the teaching of Lord Chaitanya. From the time of his retirement in 94 till 96, 2 years, there was another incredible outpouring of preaching, writing, and
ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಪ್ರಭು. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ.
Commentary on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hari Bhakti Kalpa Latika, a Sanskrit work about the pure devotion by an unknown author and edited by the Thakur. Shodasha Grantha, 16 small essay on the Vaishnavism. So in this way, these are all the list of his contribution, literally contribution by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Amazing. So this is the way the Thakur retired and he got involved in temple construction, writing, publication of the books, conducting discourses in all field basically. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is there in all field. Fund collection, construction, inauguration, going on Harinam Sankirtan from village to village, or giving discourses, scholarly discourses. So, so within a 5-minute now, summary of life and qualities. Thakur's biographies, has summarized his life and accomplishment in various ways, each of them exhibiting keen appreciation of various aspects of the character and accomplishment of this Mahabhagavat. Our beloved Acharyas. So His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Prabhupada gives a summary appreciation of the Thakur in a transcription of a lecture given according to the text itself on the Gaur Purnima in 1969. So this is available. Still we will go through it. Many things are available, but we don't have time to go through it. So let us go through it. It was the desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur to spread the life and the precepts of Lord Chaitanya in the Western countries. So with this, when we were publishing a book, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his life and the precept, he sent copies to the various universities, libraries. And one of the copies was found in the McGill University in Montreal. After 72 years, this book was found in the library by one of our students, and he brought it to me. From a materialistic point of view, I was born in a different family, and Bhaktivinoda belongs to a different family, and my spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, happened to be his fifth son. Although at home, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was actually the spiritual master of my spiritual master, still he recommended Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur when he was a young man, about 18-year-old, that you go to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj and become his and become initiated by him. Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a magistrate. And my Guru Maharaj belonged to a very respectful family. So he narrated this story before us. When he was recommended to be initiated by Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj used to respect Bhaktivinoda Thakur as his guide. Therefore, we take it that in our discipline section that Bhaktivinoda Thakur guided Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, and Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj initiated my spiritual master. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is accepted as the spiritual master of my spiritual master of my spiritual master. He is the fourth generation grand man spiritual master. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur described, and somehow coincidentally, I do not know what was his desire. I was also born in that year. And that time only he predicted about spreading Krishna consciousness movement. 1896. Birth year of Also Prabhupada. And by Krishna's desire, I came to the disciplic succession. Saraswati Thakur, hmm, to Saraswati Thakur. And he asked me to go to the Western countries and preach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The spiritual line of understanding is different from the materialistic point of view. The idea is that I was born in a different family and Guru Maharaj was born in a different family. Bhaktivinoda was at that time a magistrate, a government servant. By Lord Chaitanya's desire, we have come in the same line of disciplic succession. What was taught by Bhaktivinoda Thakur in 1896, that this teaching of Lord Chaitanya should be spread in the Western countries. By chance or coincidence, it is now happening. We should take it for the granted that whatever is happening at the present moment by my humble endeavor, it is all the grace of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Therefore, on this auspicious ceremony of Lord Chaitanya's appearance day, it will be greatly beneficial for us to hear from Bhaktivinoda Thakur what he wrote 72 years before, and after 72 years being a humble servant in that line, I'm trying to distribute. There is a spiritual coincidence, and we should take advantage of the Bhaktivinoda Thakur's practical Chaitanya's mission moment was, of course, Lord inaugurated this movement 500 years that so many Sridhar Chaitanyites depreciated the whole thing, but the Chaitanya movement in its pure form as it is was restarted by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. We should take it that Bhaktivinoda Thakur was the origin of the Krishna consciousness movement in the pure form. Bhaktivinoda wrote 100 books. Just imagine, he was a very respected officer, a magistrate. He was a grahastha and also had many children. Many children, 10 children. Altogether, he had 10 children and he had to take care of children. The office, magistrate, extra religious work. He was made superintendent of the temple of Jagannath because because the government knew that Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a very highly advanced religious person. Whenever there was some religious question, he was consulted. In spite of all his responsibilities as officer or as family man with so many children, he executed his family life very nicely. And else, he could not have produced a child such as Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. At the same time, he saw the Supreme Lord in so many ways. That is the beauty. This is great inspiration basically for grahasthas and for all renunciates. He has written so many books, and in spite of cumbrance duties, that is the beauty of his life. He would come from the office in the evening, take his meal, and go to bed. That was his program. And had sleep from the 8 to 12 at night, 4 hours, and then get up and write books until morning. That was his program. In this way, he wrote hundreds of the books, some published, some in the course published. In the course of being published, all this became possible because he was a sincere, faithful servant. To write so many books with so many responsibilities for an ordinary magistrate is not possible. But because he was sincere, he got the strength from the Supreme Lord. One does not need to seek strength separate from the Supreme Lord. But if you are sincere, the Supreme will give you sufficient strength. Sincere, huh? Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur brought my Guru Maharaj to this world to be his son. He prayed to the Lord Chaitanya that your preaching and the teaching have been so much depreciated. It is not in my power to correct them. He prayed to Lord Chaitanya, and after his prayer, Lord Chaitanya sent my Guru Maharaj as his son. And he took up the matter very seriously. This delightful summary of the Thakur's life by Srila Prabhupada certifies a very important point of our understanding that the pure cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been lost for all practical purposes, and that Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur re-established the whole thing almost single-handedly. He also points out that it was the desire of Thakur Bhaktivinoda that the Krishna conscious movement would spread all over the world. He thus his desire of credits this desire of Thakur and the Lord Chaitanya as resulting in the appearance of Srila Saraswati Thakur and Prabhupada's own subsequent linking with the line of disciple succession. Thus, the ISKCON is a result of the desire and the grace of Bhaktivinoda Thakur as substantiated by Prabhupada in the above statement. Prabhupada also put special stress on how the Thakur was given empowerment or the strength by the Lord to write transcendental literatures for the benefit of the world. We see how Srila Prabhupada also followed wonderful in this line, executing the austerities of the early rising for the composition of the transcendental literature. And he poignantly states, with respect to the Thakur's literary accomplishment, that he accomplished so much despite cumbrance duties, and that this was the beauty of his life. In a biography, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur written in biography of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur written by Bhakti Kusum Shraman Maharaj. Kusum Shraman Maharaj. He identifies three major areas of the Thakur's achievement. First, his books and writings in the various languages dealing with the science of Krishna consciousness as found in the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the revealed scriptures. Second, the discovery of the Lord's actual birthplace. And third, innovations he introduced for the purpose of preaching the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. And this is Goswamis throughout the world. The three contribution, prominent. What is first? Writing books basically in various languages. Second, discovery of birthplace. And third, innovative preaching. Not just wrote, but also built birthplace and also preach that cult. Innovative way. So, he also personally preached about the pure Krishna Bhakti, and his activities demonstrated his limitless enthusiasm and determination for broadcasting Vaishnava Dharma. This characteristic are all indication of his being a eternal associate of Mahaprabhu. Thakur, okay, there is much more. Okay. So in this way, all credit in one sense goes to Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and here Chaitanya Charitamrut Madhya Leela Sanatana Sarva Mahaguna Gana Vaishnava Sharire Krishna Bhakti Krishnera Guna Sakali Sanchare. So this shows that all the wonderful qualities were lying in Bhaktivinoda Thakur, starting 26 qualities from Kripalu to Mauni. Jai Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki Jai. I go Premanande Hari Hari. Maybe each and every year we can take